Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jeranism, back with another video for you today. This video is for those I always hear saying that they don't ever see bubbles in spacewalks. Well, perhaps you watch spacewalk highlights that NASA puts out. Instead, I suggest you watch EVAs live or find the full EVA. Watching the highlights that NASA puts out isn't really the best way to catch NASA deceiving you. Alright, so we're looking at the recent spacewalk from March 24th, 2017. You can see the baloney door there is being opened, and I circled it so you can see exactly where I'm talking about. And these astronauts are preparing to go outside. So if you watch closely near that baloney door, you'll see lots of bubbles here shortly. Then what I'll do is I'll zoom in and let you watch again from a much closer position. And then hopefully you can see why so many people have questions about what NASA is doing. For starters, why is that light always flashing like that? We see it on the ISS live, we see it on spacewalks all the time, but never from the ground is the sun flashing in and out as it sets. But let's listen in now, and remember to keep your eyes where the circle was before, and you'll see space bubbles.
And check power LEDs. All 4 LEDs are off.
All 4 LEDs off.
For both of you on your DCMs, demate your SCU, install the DCM cover, and stow the SCU in the pouch.
The crew members going through some final steps before they get out the door. Just to update you, the spacewalk has officially started. That start time coming at 6:24 a.m. Central, 7:24 a.m. Eastern, while the station was just a little under 250 statute miles just to the north of Indonesia.
Alright, finding my pouch is not going to be easy. Oh, there it is. Once you get in, let me know, get yours in, let me know, because I'm going to have to come your way a little bit. Okay.
Alright, so now we'll zoom in close, and remember there will be 2 separate little bursts. Now some people may say, well, those are just little particles or little ice pieces. Well, then they should orbit with the ISS as they are falling around the planet, just like the ISS. There's no reason for ice particles or air bubbles or dust or anything to fly rapidly out of the airlock door at rapid paces. I mean, they're not being shot out of the door. What's going on here? They should not rise rapidly to the surface. Many people will then say, but they didn't rise up. They went off to the side. Well, yes, but we can just take the video, as I'll do right now, and turn it to the left, and now all of a sudden, the bubbles or particles, or whatever you want to call them, rise straight up to the surface as things in water generally do. So, for those with eyes to see, it is pretty obvious what's going on here. And if you're someone who backs NASA no matter what, well then, nothing will convince you. Remember, Russian astronauts found sea plankton, yes, you heard me correctly, sea plankton on the ISS windows. Yeah, Russian officials claim that these creatures were blown there by air currents and able to survive temperatures sub-zero and hundreds of degrees Fahrenheit, and able to survive in the vacuum of space while being bombarded by cosmic radiation. They think that they were uplifted to the station at 260 miles. So if you were okay with that, what difference does air bubbles make? No big deal. Alright, next we have some very interesting footage, very glitchy, as spacewalk footage usually is, because I guess that the video is harder to capture in space than in the space station, where we get like 4K quality video. This is different, I guess. But look how the Earth moves with the equipment. And if you don't find that funny, well, I find you funny. So in a second here, take a look at the Earth, which will appear on the upper left. You'll see a little corner of it. There it is. Look at it moving. And then look at the upper right. You'll see through that little white section there, and you'll see it's just moving the whole Earth. Move it along. Yep, there it goes. Moving it. Yeah, definitely looks pretty real to me. I can't really understand why anybody would question anything NASA does, because it's legit. Science. Fact. Only morons would ever question what's being told to you. Don't ever second guess people. They're always telling the truth. Here we get some more glitchy footage, but there it is in the background. The big blue marble. There in all its glory, the curvature and all. Easy for us all to see. But there is one little problem. If that's the curvature of the Earth glitching in and out, then why do we also see this footage in the spacewalk? Is that the same Earth? Is that the same curvature? That certainly looks weird. That looks flat. Crazy. I mean, could NASA be deceiving us? Could they actually be lying and stealing taxpayers' money? Again, $50 million a day. Then again, should we even be surprised? In the Strong's Concordance, word number 5375 is NASA, N-A-S-A or N-A-S-A-H, but the NASA means to lift, to carry, to take. But if you look at the N-A-S-A-H, that means in 5377 to beguile, to deceive. And the very first place that shows up in the Bible is Genesis 3:13. And the woman said, "The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat." The word used in Hebrew was nasha. And lastly, if you're into gematria, you might want to take a look at the reverse ordinal system, which is simply A through Z, but the numbers go backwards. If you take the name National Aeronautics and Space Administration, go ahead and put a number to each of those. And when you do, and you add them all up, you get, surprise, 666. Jordan Maxwell says it best.
So as far as I'm concerned, I've had enough of science. I've had enough of all this doctors and PhDs. I know what's going on here. We've been lied to, and I mean big time.
So anyway, there's 2 more spacewalks in the next 2 weeks. Check them out. Watch them live. Tell your friends and family that they should look into the idea that NASA is and has been fooling humanity for 60 years. As always, thanks for watching. Like if you do, share if you want, and if you want to donate so I can keep bringing you fantastic content, check my Patreon or PayPal at the end here. So be kind, don't lie, and open your mind, because there is truth inside. This has been Jeranism. Till next time. Peace!